And welcome to White House High School. We are getting ready to play softball here. Had a chance to talk to both head coaches, and what we're going to do here in this first inning is we're actually going to roll those interviews over top of the game. So enjoy the game for a little while. We'll probably, whenever these interviews are done, we'll bring you back on to our commentary and our play-by-play. But I did have a chance to talk to the head coach Eric Henderson and for the Apaches and the head coach of the Iowa Western Reavers. That would be Ben Greer. He's in his 5th season with the Reavers, and let me find those real quick. And here's Coach Greer just a few minutes ago down in the Reaver dugout. A little yesterday about some of the things you've been dealing with, and they kind of. All right, we're outside the Reaver, or in the dugout, I guess, with Ben Greer. And Ben talked a little yesterday about some of the things you've been dealing with, and they kind of reared up again yesterday, didn't they?
Yes, sir. So, I thought our pitchers competed.
Yeah.
We weren't sharp. I think we walked 11 on the day, but, they competed really well. And to hold an offensive juggernaut like that, like we did, at 7 and 5 runs, you're not thinking, we really stuffed them. But with the amount of errors that we had and the amount of walks that we had, we felt good that we got out of some innings. So,
well, I wrote down here, 403 as a team, they are coming in. And, your starter yesterday, she strikes out the side in the first inning. And so you thought, okay, well, here you go, right? And, it was a 3-0 game in the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very manageable. And they got just enough offense to make it work. And, of course, their pitchers were pretty solid yesterday, too. And so, like you said yesterday, you're a young team still working through some of those mistakes. You can't give free bases. And if you do, you got to sometimes work through it, right? Work around it, work around the walk, work around the air. And they were able to maximize some of those opportunities they got. So, I want to talk a little bit before we get too deep into today's game about your transition and your background. Tell me about your background. You played?
Yeah, I played junior college baseball, so in high school I was a four-sport athlete. Yeah, in Oregon.
Okay.
Tiny town,
right.
1,800 people. So I was a big fish in a small pond. My buddy went and played at Lower Columbia. He was a 6'3", 220-pound left-handed pitcher who was 92 to 94. I'm 5'9", 130 at the time, and so I had a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but it turns out 5'9", 130.
Right.
Not what the scouts are looking for.
I understand.
So I tried to start using my brain a little bit more instead of my body.
So you were on the baseball side of it, and how did you end up into the softball side of it?
It's a crazy story, honestly. I'm a first-generation college student in my family. The first half of my childhood was spent in a single-wide trailer.
Man.
And my parents are amazing, and they're just wonderful people. Family was more important than going and making money.
Yep.
So. We had a lot of family time and life was great, but I transferred to Eastern Oregon to play football because they had recruited me out of high school. And so I needed every hour I could get because rent apparently is due every month. That's a real life thing. So I had to make money, so I asked the intramural coordinator for as many umpiring and reffing opportunities as I could get, and it wasn't enough hours. So I said, you got anything else I can do? So I'm cleaning the weight room from midnight till 4 a.m. on particular nights, trying to make as many dollars and cents as I can to stay in school. And then we had a conversation. She goes, all right, tell me about your background. You played junior college baseball. Tell me more. By the end of the night, we talked for like 3 or 4 hours. She goes, I'll pay your rent the rest of the year if you be my hitting coach. Set the school record in home runs the first year, broke our own school record in home runs the second year, and it's addicting once you start having a little success in teaching. So it's a weird story how I got into it.
No, that's awesome. And you know what? What I'm excited for is these girls, because they got a coach that knows what it means to work hard. I saw you down there in the cages about 30 minutes ago, one-on-one. These girls will not forget the impact you're going to have on their lives. So that's so cool.
I get a lot when we're done. When we're done, they're like, man, it was awesome. I love my experience. When you're in it, you have to grind. You don't love it as much. But
you're on the road. You're a long way from home right now. And like I said, it can be a little lonesome and a little, but at the same time, I'm out of active coaching full time. I coach in the summers in Alaska Baseball League. But
that's awesome.
I know the grind can wear on you, but hopefully, as you look back on the impact that you have on these girls, and the fact that you have that family background and you emphasize that, those are things that the young people need to hear. So I'm excited that the Reaver coach is someone who's a difference maker, and so that's cool.
It's so
You got a great story.
We put in 500 hours of community service hours in the
Yeah.
fall alone. We have a 3.7 team GPA. I mean,
Awesome.
we try to go about our business the right way, and softball's
Every once in a while you play a softball game.
yeah. I mean, softball gets you where you're trying to go. I mean, use softball as a vehicle to get an education to change your family's life.
Yeah.
So I mean, we kind of have an emphasis of that. I wish we weren't 1-11, and we can have that emphasis and win some more softball games. But you know, we're playing some really good teams, and Tyler's one of them. They are
Yeah.
a very talented team over there.
Yeah, you went from, one challenge to another with the previous schedule. You look at it, and it's absolutely a murderer's row of teams that but I like it, and I think in the long run it's going to help you, even if it's not this year, maybe next year, whatever. But anyways, Ben, congrats on your story. That is such a cool thing, and congrats on the impact you're having on these girls, and I hope the season goes great for you. I know what you're doing is changing lives, and boy, that's why I got into coaching. That's why I'm still doing it in the summers. And so thanks for taking the time. Talk about who's going to get the ball in the circle today for you guys.
So Madison Kim's going to get the ball in the first game. She was playing Chipola 5-4 in the fourth or the fifth the other day. I mean, she was throwing the ball well. Then they touched her up late, and we made some switches. But yeah, she'll get the game one, and then our game 2 pitcher will get the game ball in game 2 again today.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. Safe travels. I think you're going to Paris tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, our best wishes to you against them and the rest of your year. Hope you guys have an outstanding season, and I know really excited for what's happening in Iowa Western softball because you're the leader. Thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Big thank you to Ben Greer in his 5th season of leading the Reavers, and they are looking for some runs here in the first inning. Drag bunt, a fielder's choice, a walk, and a single. And that's going to bring up Samantha Venegas to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Dakota Stoughton, a little early inning trouble here, trying to navigate a bases loaded scenario. Pop up, this is trouble, but running over in center, making the catch is Tangela Smith. And that's the final out. So they do load the bases, can't put anything on the board. And the Apaches will come to the plate here momentarily. I had a chance to talk to the first-year head coach of the Apaches, Eric Henderson. Let's hear what Eric had to say on this Saturday morning. All right, we got Eric Henderson, first-year head coach of the Apaches, up here in the press box. And congrats on the sweep yesterday. One of the things I noticed as I looked through really the box scores of both games is we talked about this yesterday. You continue to have spark offensively from some new players. And sometimes it's down in the lineup. Talk about yesterday's sweep.
I was thinking about this last night. Went over the stats. Our top 4 hitters were 1 for 19 yesterday, and 3 of those are All-Americans. But like you said, we're getting a spark from the bottom of the lineup. A lot of those are freshmen.
That's awesome. You talked about the depth yesterday, and that bodes well as your sophomores start getting their legs up under them.
Yeah, I mean, like you said yesterday, it's scary if we can get those girls going. Not particularly the best day for our offense yesterday, but
just enough to win 2.
Just enough to win 2. Dakota and Hannah did great in their starts. I think Dakota, she went complete game, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and Hannah went 6 innings with 10 strikeouts and 1 walk. And Grayson Long came in and shut the door on them. Pitching staff did a really good job. Still got to clean up defensively, making too many mistakes out there, but it's early. We'll clean it up. So.
Well, talk about Bailey, Allie, Kendall, and Riley. Those girls are they're making it happen for you at a time when maybe some players that you hoped would really be the core of your team aren't quite hitting their stride yet.
Yes, Bailey Krolchek's been she didn't start the year off hot, and I talked to her. I go, you're better than what you're showing right now. And then that West Texas trip really sparked her. Allie Kim, she has her off games, but she's been hitting the ball very well. Kendall Hernandez just continues to impress me at shortstop. Doesn't really let anything bother her. Body language is a little off every once in a while, but it doesn't really affect her at the plate or in the field. I don't think, knock on wood, she's made an error. I think she's made 1 this year. Made some great plays. Mm-hmm. And then Riley Burke's been great. She does just enough down there at the bottom of the lineup to do what needs to be done right there and start the lineup back over. She had against Odessa, she had that game-winning triple. Or I'm not going to say game-winning because they ended up tying it, but the game-tying and go-ahead run in the 7th with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
Awesome.
She's been great.
Those are moments that a team can build around.
Oh, yes,
and
for sure.
especially if you're getting those kind of moments from new players, that says a lot about the potential that you guys have for the season. So I'm excited for you. And of course, you didn't highlight the pitching from yesterday. So we got another doubleheader today. How are you going to handle the pitching today?
I'm going to let Dakota go back out.
Okay.
Game 1. Game 2 still up in the air. I think I'm going to let Emily Holscher throw. I want Dakota to get going. She had a great start yesterday.
Yeah. 2-hit shutout.
2-hit shutout. I want her to get going. I want that confidence level to stay up.
Right.
Get going. Have another good 2-3 innings here. Hopefully we can jump on them early. Get her out early. And build her confidence into next week because next weekend's a big weekend for us.
Okay.
So, and then Emily Holscher is a freshman from Waco, so we're going to let her most likely go game 2.
Okay.
So.
Well, Eric, congrats on the sweep. And I know today's another day. It's 0-0. These girls from Iowa Western are going to be hungry.
Yes.
It's been a while since, they actually came in off of their only win.
Yeah.
But I like their coach's approach. He's a positive guy, and boy, if you don't show up today, they're going to be ready to beat you. So
yes.
Hope today goes well. Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.
All right, big thank you to both head coaches who gave me some of their pregame time. That was Coach Eric Henderson talking about yesterday's ball game and what a spark he's gotten from the lower half of the lineup here in the early going. There's a ball in the dirt. Good block there by Katriana Bain. Boy, what a job she did. Her knees got to be hurting, Charles. She was going to her knees all day yesterday and did a great job behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Jasmine Dodd led the inning off with a walk and just off the plate. Count will go full. This is Brecklin Dennis for the first time here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Dr. John Groth with Dr. Charles Johnson on the call for you from White House High School. This is Madison Kim in the circle for the Reavers. There's the pitch, fouled off into the netting. And we'll do it again at 3-2. The Reavers loaded the bases in their half of the first inning, could not score, as Dakota Stoughton did a good job of inducing a fly ball from Samantha Vegas, and Tangela Smith ran over in the gap, caught it, and the Apaches escaped out of that first inning with no runs. Here's the next 3-2 offering from Kim, and it hit her. So a hit batter, Brecklin Dennis will go down to first base. And you got first and second, no one out. And this is Tangela Smith for the first time here in the opener.
Now batting with runners at first and second, no outs. Number 7, Tangela Smith.
Madison Kim having a few control issues here early.
Yeah,
maybe
and
a few
boy,
jitters.
It's so interesting that the Reavers were on the threshold of really scoring early, and Dakota gets out of the jam. And boy, in just a heartbeat now, the Apaches, 2 runners on, no one out here in the first. There's the bunt, and
they're going to have,
boy, close at first base. They called her safe. Thought she might have been out. Angela Smith beat it out. So Kim Madsen picked it up and flipped it over to Samantha Vegas.
Of course, we talked a lot about Smith's speed yesterday.
And that's going to be a single on the bunt. You got bases loaded now for the Apaches. Both teams have loaded the bases here in the first inning. Here's cleanup hitter Bailey Krolchek. First pitch, going to miss, ball 1.
Bailey was 3 for 6 in that doubleheader yesterday. She was one of the leading Apache hitters.
One of the few in the top part of the lineup that actually was productive. They got a lot of their productivity in the bottom 5 hitters. That's right down Broadway in the loop. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Bases loaded with Apache. There's no outs. Am I wrong in saying that?
You are correct.
All right. So the scoreboard is, we're having issues with the scoreboard. Pete will be happy to know it wasn't him. 2-1 pitch coming up here from Kim. Misses low, 3-1. Well, one of the nemesis yesterday, Charles, was the walk yesterday. And when you can't, when you got to make the other team earn things, and they're on one pitch away from walking a run in here, and there it is, ball 4. That's the easiest RBI of the year for Krolchuk. He'll hustle down to first base with the second walk of the inning.
Now batting with the bases loaded, no outs. Number 18, Ali Kim.
Ali Kim will step in.
I think I heard Coach Greer say that bases on balls were an issue early
Well, he's
on.
going to make an early change here. So we'll take a break and pull up some information on the new pitcher. But base is still loaded, and it's 1-0 Apaches as the Reavers quickly go to their bullpen. Back in just a minute. All right, the new pitcher is yesterday's starting pitcher from Game 1, and that is Julie Katz. So Madison Kim, the right-handed sophomore from Montebello, California, faces 4 batters and walks 2 of them, walking in a run. She hit a batter and walked 2. And so now it is Julie Katz, who actually kept the Apache offense in check yesterday. It was a 3-0 game going to the 5th inning. And it was eventually a 7-0 victory for the Apaches. And this is the question that they're going to ask here. I don't know. I'm curious to know how they're going to handle it on the lineup on the scorecard, because your starting pitcher was actually in the lineup and it was not listed as a flex player, I don't think. So I don't know what the rules say about substitution here, Charles. I'm a baseball guy.
Well,
so
you're a fast learner.
It might be a 1-for-1 sub where Katz would be hitting now for Madison Kim. And now the umpire is going to have to go over and explain something to the Apache dugout about the substitution. So it'd be helpful if we could know in the press box what's happening, but I guess we'll figure that out whenever their lineup gets to the first batter of inning number 2. We'll know a little bit more. For now, we're left to speculate that it will be Julie Katz batting for Kim in the 7th spot. So we'll see about that. The Apaches have a 1-0 lead. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The bases are still loaded, and here is Ali Kim. So the Kim versus Kim matchup will not happen. First pitch misses, ball 1. Madison Kim, the starting pitcher for the Reavers, was just taken out of the game.
I was looking for a Kim versus Kim, but it
didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
That pitch is in there. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. The Apaches in their black pinstripes today, and the Reavers in their blue pinstripes with the white pants. 1-1 pitch, misses high, 2 balls and a strike. Have the black numerals with the gold outline, Tyler across the front of the uniform for the Apaches. 2-1 pitch, a little pop-up, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Reavers. Infield fly. That'll go P6 on the pop-up. Ali Kim really would have hoped for a little more productive out than that. Needed a fly ball to the outfield or a base hit. Here's Kendall Hernandez for the first time. She'll have her opportunity with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the first. Fastball, good rip on that. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-1.
Kendall was 1 for 6 in the doubleheader yesterday and scored 2 runs for the Apaches.
Nice. Well, we said the bottom of that lineup really was productive between Hernandez. Yesterday it was Hernandez, Jody DeHart was down there, Sloan Johnson, Aubrey Carricker, Riley Burke, a lot of productivity. Actually, Krolchek at the 5 spot yesterday. Check swing called a strike. It's 1-2.
Starting off today, the top of the lineup is on base. Now we'll see what the bottom.
Well, the opportunity is here in this first inning. We'll see if the Apaches can capitalize.
Oop.
Check swing. Thought she might have swung at it, and she did. She's called out. That barrel, the barrel came through, and the umpire said it was enough to be a swing. So that's a strikeout.
Now batting, the bases loaded, 2 outs. Number 12, Hannah Frank.
What a job it would be by Julie Katz to get out of there with only 1 run, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Hannah Frank was on the mound or in the circle yesterday. Now she's back. Now she's in the lineup.
I'm not the only one that says that. 0-1 pitch. She did get a piece of that, just fouling it off, and it's quickly 0-2. So Julie Katz is 1 strike away from doing a masterful job. A pop-up to short, a strikeout, and now an 0-2 count on Hannah Frank. The pitch. Ball gets away, and it's a run.
It's a run.
Well, sure as I say something, they give a freebie to the Apaches. So that is going to be a wild pitch. And that'll score Brecklin Dennis. Everybody else moves up a station. And it's 2-0 Apaches. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got her. So 2 strikeouts and kind of minimal damage for the Reavers as Julie Katz comes in and gets the 3 batters she faces. She does give up a wild pitch, however, and that would be the 2nd run of the inning. So the Apaches end up scoring 2 runs on just 1 hit. The only hit they got was a Tangela Smith bunt. And so your score after 1 complete inning here at White House High School is Tyler 2 and Iowa Western 0. Back in just a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back to White House, Texas. Dr. John Groth with you. Charles Johnson to my left. And a swing and a foul off. This is, well, who is this? This is Madison Kim. So I don't know if she's re-entering. We don't know. There was discussion. I was wondering who was going to hit in this spot. I thought it might be Kim, but I don't know where Julie Katz fits in.
If she'll be uncovered for us later.
It will be a forever mystery, Charles. One of the unknown mysteries of our generation.
Of our game that we love.
Oh, at least for the moment. One day I'll have to ask maybe at some point. Because Madison Kim was the starting pitcher. She was removed in the first inning for Julie Katz. And now it's Kim batting. So, and I thought that if you were going to have someone bat like this, they would have to be listed as a flex player. And the flex player actually is listed as left fielder Emily Hatchett. So, it's...
We know who's batting, though.
Yeah, we know who's batting, and this is Madison Kim. 2-2 pitch. Off the glove of Stoughton, and Hernandez can't handle it. That's a single. So 1B16 line drive that went off Dakota Stoughton's glove, and it ricocheted over to shortstop Kendall Hernandez, but she couldn't secure the softball quick enough to throw out Madison Kim. So runner on with nobody out. The pitch, there's the bunt, and caught! What a play at third base. Oh, and Brecklin Dennis threw it away, or they'd have an easy double play. A diving catch by Brecklin Dennis on the bunt. So that'll be a P5. Put a star by that play. She laid out, quickly got to her feet, and made an errant throw. And Krolchek could not catch the ball, and thankfully for the Apaches, Hannah Frank was backing up the throw, and the runner Kim stays at first base. So there's one out on a spectacular play by Dennis. She was charging all the way on the bunt. That ball didn't get 5 or 6 feet from the plate, Charles.
I think Brecklin had a little more time to throw to first than she thought.
Yeah.
She jumped up immediately and fired a little off balance, so a little bit. The throw was off.
Yep, she definitely hurried herself. Chloe Brown in the batter's box now with a 2-0 count. We're at the 9 spot in the Reaver lineup. Pitch. Called a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. You got 1 out and 1 aboard. The Apaches lead 2-0 here in the second inning. We're at White House High School. Game time temperature was 47. Sunshiny skies today. Got a south-southeasterly breeze at 7. And that actually is going to be blowing in a little bit from the right field corner. 3-1 count. The pitch. Ball 4. Well, that's the first walk of the day for Dakota Stoughton.
Now batting with a runner at first and second.
2 runners aboard.
Number 11.
And back to the top we go.
Gunn.
Center fielder Natalie Gunn. Natalie hit a comebacker right to Stoughton in her first at bat. She's 0 for 1. There's a little tapper, and it's going to go foul again. Dennis was charging all the way, and it wasn't a full bunt. It was kind of a half swing bunt. Here's the pitch, and there's the ball is short. You throw to first, you get the batter. The runners will move along, so it's 6-3 if you're scoring at the house.
Now batting with runners in scoring positions.
You
2
got
outs.
Kim at
Number
third,
21,
Brown at
Rebecca
second.
Barnett.
Golden opportunity here for Rebecca Barnett. She did get a hit last time, drag bunt. 1 for 1 today. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. 0-2-0 for Iowa Western. 2-1-1 for the Apaches, but the Reavers are threatening again here. They had the bases loaded in the first inning. They got second and third with 2 outs. Just missed. And boy, Mr. Umpire still trying to figure out his zone back there. Some really good pitches called balls. 2-0 pitch. That's way inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. Drilled into left field on the run, catch. What a nice play by Jasmine Dodd. And boy, the Apaches are dodging bullets left and right here. Well, for the second inning in a row, the Reavers on the threshold of breaking open a big inning, and that was a scorching line drive that Jasmine Dodd came in and made a nice grab on. So put a star by that one. A couple of good defensive plays keep the Apaches from giving up any runs. It's another 0 as Dakota Stoughton walking a fine line here. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Tyler. Welcome back to White House. Apaches bring 8-9-1. This is Riley Burke for the first time here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Still got time to get out here to the ballpark if you're in the area. Crowd trickling in as the game progresses here in the second inning. Sun is out. Probably going to need a jacket, maybe even a hoodie or a blanket, but 47 degrees at game time. The sun is out. Ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning. Apaches 2 runs in the first inning. They lead it 2-0. Called a strike. One
Burke
ball,
played
2
the
strike.
first. Excuse me, Coach.
Yeah.
Burke played the first game yesterday. Was 1 for 2 and scored 2 runs.
Yeah. Popped up, second base. This is Barnett. She'll make the catch, and there's 1 out. So a pop up to Rebecca Barnett at second base will bring up Destiny Dixon.
Number 13, Destiny Dixon.
Talked about this on the pregame show, and it wasn't really pregame. Today we actually ran the interviews over the top of the first inning. So anyway, sorry about that, but hopefully you enjoyed hearing from both coaches. But Madison Kim ended up throwing 17 pitches and only 5 strikes, and that really was the reason that Ben Greer lifted her. And in came Julie Katz, and she did a nice job. She threw 11 pitches and 8 of them for strikes, so and really got out of trouble. The Apaches had bases loaded with nobody out, and she gets a pop-up and 2 strikeouts. And a little pop-up to third, and trying to make the play is Madeline Lehman, and she can't quite secure the softball, so count will be 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 away. Good effort right there by Lehman. She just couldn't hold on to the ball as she hit the ground. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and fouled way back. Good gracious.
Looking back, if Katz hadn't made that 1 wild pitch, she would have gotten out of that.
With no more runs. Would have been 1-0 game. So a wild pitch with 2 strikes right before she struck out Hannah Frank allowed the Apaches to get their second run. Katz did a really nice job yesterday, Charles. She threw the opener, and it was a complete game. She ended up throwing 140 pitches, but she limited an offense that has a team batting average of over 400 coming in. It was a 3-0 game going to the 5th inning. So
she did a fine job.
Yep, and she's back in the circle right now. Another foul ball, way foul in the left field corner. Out of play. Counts 3 balls, 2 strikes to Destiny Dixon, the catcher for the Apaches. Riley Burke has popped up to second to open the inning here. 1 away, 2-0 Apaches. The wind up in the pitch. And hit her. Ball goes off the leg of Destiny Dixon, and that'll be the second hit batter of the ball game.
Now batting with runner at first and 1 out. Number 3, Jasmine.
Here's the leadoff hitter, Jasmine Dodd. She walked and scored in the first inning. And she'll step in with 1 out and 1 aboard.
Dodd drew 5 bases on balls yesterday, and she's walked already today.
Well, it's exactly what you want. Yep,
Yes.
you want that top of the lineup person to be on base, and that's exactly what she's done. Foul tip, and just missed that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jazz hails from Bentonville, Arkansas.
Okay. We're in the bottom of the second, 2-0 Tyler. That pitch missed low.
Her folks are here from Arkansas today,
Nice.
as they were yesterday.
We got a good crowd today. More people here today than yesterday. I see a heater over there. Popped it up. This is the left fielder, Hatchett, coming in, making the catch. And there's 2 away. So Dodd pops up to left field, and that will bring up third baseman Brecklin Dennis.
First and 2 outs. Number 2,
Brecklin got hit by a
Brecklin
pitch
Dennis.
and scored the second Apache run in the first inning, so does not have an official at bat yet today. Steps in from the left side. Off the plate, ball 1. Well, that zone is pretty small. Pretty good pitch right there by Julie Katz. Here's the 1-0. Line shot foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Henderson clapping his hands down there at third base. Artificial turf here at White House High School. I think was it third year that Chuck said this is the third year they've had this facility?
I believe so.
So this is certainly a nice option for the Apaches when the rain moves into the area in East Texas. Normally the Apaches play at Schwab Field on the campus of the Brook Hill School. And because of the artificial surface handling the weather better, this is where we ended up. Line shot fouled on the first base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Dennis looking a little more comfortable up there to play today. She's been in a little mini slump. She hit .434 for the year last year.
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time before she starts doing some damage.
Pretty high standard for sure. Just off the plate. I couldn't have taken that with 2 strikes.
You'd have struck out.
I probably would have struck out. I struck out a lot when I played. 3-2 pitch. I didn't get cheated, though, I'll tell you that.
That's good.
I did not get cheated. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Brecklin Dennis. We're at the 2 spot in the Apache lineup. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning of a 2-0 Apache lead. Pitch. Look out. A couple of these pitches, and we saw this from Destiny Dixon when she was batting. They're coming right at these girls, and they're swinging. And they're almost self-defense swings, because if she didn't hit that, that would have hit her. And she hits it way foul. It's headed toward the parking lot in the right field corner. And, boy, another good pitch, called a ball. So it's another walk for the Apaches.
Now batting with runners at first and
1, 2,
second, 2 outs.
3rd walk of the game.
Number 7, Angela Smith.
3 walks and 2 hit batter in the first inning and 2/3. And that trend for Coach Greer's pitching staff continues. You just got to make teams earn it. And now the Reavers will need to try to work around that with 2 outs. Stepping in is Tangela Smith. She did reach on a bunt. Base hit bunter last time up. So she's 1 for 1. First pitch is in there, and it's 0-1.
Tangela has tremendous power. And if
Got in on the hands, pop up, and nicely done at first base. That's Samantha Venegas diving to make that play on the warning track right in front of the Reaver dugout. What a nice play by the Reaver first baseman, Samantha Venegas. And so that will end the inning, put a star by that one. A great place will save the Reavers and get them out of any further trouble. Score remains 2-0. We head to the top of the 3rd. Welcome back to White House, Texas, home of Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick would not have played on these fields when he was here. They were not built. But I was thinking this on the way in. Did he go to the school, the new school, high school? Or did he go?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. They've done some upgrading, and they got a new high school and new facilities, football, baseball, softball. And I'm not sure if he did or not. Something tells me he might have gone to school here. 2-0 pitch. Line shot into the gap. That's trouble. One hops the fence. And Catriona Bain, the catcher, will slide into second with a leadoff double. And boy, you got some Reaver fans here cheering Catriona on. That was a rocket to the gap. Well, the Reavers have been on the edge in both the first and second inning. And they start out with a double, and here's Brooke Melnichek. Line drive left field, that's going to fall in. The runner's going to be sent home. Here's the throw to the plate, and oh, you might have had a play there, but Brecklin Dennis cuts it off. And it's an RBI single for Melnichek. She'll go to second on the throw. And it's 2-1 Apaches. And here's A.J. Gregory. So the Reavers finally do cash in as they had runners on. First pitch swing and line drive to first. And nice play there by Bailey Krolchek. And there's one out. So, boy, they're squaring up Dakota Stoughton pretty well here. A double, a single, and a line drive. First pitch off the fist. This is Brecklin Dennis. Hops and throws to first, and there's two away. So Venegas is out. Over to third base goes Melnichek.
Number 14, Madison Kim.
And here is Madison Kim. I guess she's the designated player at this point. I don't know.
All we know is she's the batter.
She's back in there. She started in the circle, but remained in the lineup as a hitter. First pitch called a strike. It's 0-1. And now we've lost the scoreboard. Ground ball to third. Brecklin Dennis, good hands, throws it across, and there's your inning. So, 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a runner on. We go to the bottom half of the third. And your new score from White House, Tyler 2 and Iowa Western 1.
Number 20, Bailey Krolchek.
4, 5, and 6 for the Apaches. This is Bailey Krolchek. She walked her first time up with the bases loaded, got an RBI time called. I don't know what the delay is. Maybe waiting for that first base umpire. So Krolchek, Allie Kim, and then Kendall Hernandez. High pop-up, left field. Emily Hatchett going back. She didn't get a good read on it, and it falls in. Good gracious.
A little bit of a gift there, but
yeah.
maybe it got up in the wind a little bit. Blew it overhead.
I'll
be curious to see how that's scored.
Number 18,
She never touched it.
Kim.
It fell in.
Well, it has nothing to do with being touched. Yeah, that's what everyone thinks. You don't touch it, it's not an error. I'd like to know who that is out in left field, because we were told Emily Hatchett was the flex player.
It looks like Samantha Venegas.
So that may be what we'll have to figure that out. We don't know who's in left field, because Hatchett, they may have maneuvered things around when they made the pitching change. And anyways, we'll see how they score that. I'm going to pull it up and see how they did it in the dugout. There's a tapper to the shortstop on the run. Can't make the play. It's a single. You throw to third and you run into an out. That's a bad base running error right there by Bailey Krolchek. As She's going to be thrown out 6-5. That's the only play
Now
that you
batting
had
with
right
one
there.
out.
So
Runner at first, number 24, Kendall Hernandez.
Allie Kim, I'm going to give her a single on it because she would have beaten that out. And unfortunately for the Apaches, Krolchek is out. So they gave Golchek a double in the dugout. So she's out on the 6-5. Here's Kendall Hernandez, runner at first now, and one out. That's a break for the Reavers. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Apaches, little base running blunder there. You run into that. You never want to make the first or third out at third base. Killing a big inning. There go the runner, and you throw to second, and not in time. So Allie Kim will steal second base. Runner at second with 1 away. One 4-0 for Iowa Western. 2-2-1 for the Apaches. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Apaches threatening again with a runner at second. Pop up right center. This is trouble. And that's going to one hop and hop over the fence. So that will score a run, a ground rule double off the bat of Kendall Hernandez. And it's 3-1. Well, that might have saved a base for the Reavers, as Kendall might have made it to third base there, but she'll get an RBI.
Number 12,
And
Hannah Frank.
how important was that stolen base, Charles?
Very important.
Because if you don't
It's a
steal
run
second
off the
there,
board.
it's a run off the board. So 3-1 Apaches. Here's Hannah Frank. Hannah struck out to end the 1st inning. First pitch in there, strike 1. Well, Mr. Umpire seems to be loosening up a bit here.
Strike zone's
Yeah,
getting a little
everybody's
larger.
got to get tuned up and warmed up a little bit, you know.
It's cold
Not
out
just
there.
the players. And well, maybe not. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Apaches have scored a run.
That strike zone can dance around, as you well know,
a little
Coach.
bit. It can. Swing and a miss. Boy, that's a good fastball from Julie Katz. And Hannah Frank swings through it, and it's 1-2. Well, they got a tough job. They got to make a couple hundred decisions every game. A line drive fouled on the third base line. So we kind of poke fun at them in jest, but they do a great job back there. And I'm always amazed when you see replays on television of the umpires and referees, just how much they get it right. So we can. I'm an old coach. I'm going to bark at the umpires.
Well,
here's the 1-2. Boy, breaking pitch, misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm always amazed at how the strike zone varies from umpire to umpire. That just it's always confused me a bit.
You know what? I'll be intrigued to see if I do think there's a strike 3. The ball gets away from the catcher, and Hannah Frank didn't realize it. She probably could have got down to the bag, but she started walking back to the dugout thinking that the catcher had caught the ball. And so that'll be a strikeout. And let's see, that's the 3rd strikeout.
Hernandez moves to 3rd on the play.
3rd strikeout for Reaver pitching. 1st strikeout for Julie Katz. And here is Riley Burke, 2nd time up, excuse me. She popped up to second base her first time at the plate, 0 for 1. Apache's trying to add to a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Little looper into left center, and you can't make the play. Boy, it fell in no man's land. A run comes home. It's a double for Riley Burke.
Burke continues to hit the ball well and drive in runs.
Well, off the bat, it looked like Natalie Gunn had a chance. And she gave chase and left her feet, but couldn't quite secure the ball for the final out of the inning. So the Apaches inning continues. And it's now 4-1. And here's Destiny Dixon. She got hit by a pitcher first time up. And she got hit by a pitch right there. And I don't know, man. Those elbow guards, that just went right off the old elbow guard. And she'll gladly run down to first base.
First and second, number 3, Jasmine Dodd.
Well, you know, in baseball now, they've made a point of emphasis of kind of keeping some of those batters in the box and calling a ball on hit by pitches. Some of these batters are actually leaning in a bit I don't know if Destiny leaned in, but she did not. She was a statue there. She didn't move.
She didn't move.
0-1 pitch fouled off, and it's quickly 0-2. And this is the leadoff hitter, Jasmine Dodd, for the third time.
She's walked and flown out to the left fielder.
0 for 1.
Scored a run in the first.
4-0 Apaches. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Way off the plate there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodd with that open stance, and then she closes down when it's time to go to work. Here's the pitch. High fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Apaches won the opener yesterday 7-0, and then the nightcap 5-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck her out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Katz. That's 4 overall for the Reaver pitchers, and that will do it. The Apaches do bring 7 batters to the plate. They score 2 more runs, and your new score from White House, Tyler 4, Iowa Western 1. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back to White House. 8-9-1 for the Reavers from Iowa Western. They are 1-11 on the season so far. Apache took a doubleheader yesterday, and they are trying to get back in the win column today. First pitch just missed low, not by much. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Madeline Lehman popped up, tried to bunt in a great play by Brecklin Dennis at third. Takes a healthy rip at that one. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Madeline Lehman at the plate. Chloe Brown waits on deck. The 1-1. Misses inside, 2-1. One pitch fouled off to the right side. Reavers in the third base dugout, as they were yesterday. The Apaches in the first base dugout. The Reavers in the first base dugout. The Apaches in the third base dugout. Here's the 2-2. Check swing, did not go. Oh my, he called that a strike. Well, I don't know if that was a called strike or a swinging strike, but I think it was a called strike.
Now batting with 1 out, number 2, Chloe Brown.
The
Coach
Reaver
Greer would like to know.
The Reaver fans are incredulous back here. And the first pitch missed for ball 1. Well, that's going to be the first strikeout for Dakota Stoughton. And that's going to miss high, and that pitch was lower than the strike 3 call, so
the hesitation on the calls confused
yeah,
me, Coach.
and sometimes umpires kind of get in a little bit of a funk as well, and he seems to be reeling back there. He can kind of see it in his body language. He's on the ropes, and there's ball 3, so I don't think maybe we're going to get 4 balls no matter what here after that strikeout. Eric is like shaking his head over in the press box or in the dugout, like, what's going on back here? 3-0. Stoughton with a big sigh before she delivers this pitch. And, boy, you swing at a 3-0, get jammed, throw to first. And, boy, I don't know. Chloe Brown probably swung at ball 4 there. Did the Apaches a favor.
2 outs. Number 11, Natalie Gunn.
Nice play by Burke at second. 4-3 if you're scoring at the house. Got in on the fist there. First pitch, there's a tapper. And you're going to let it roll foul, boy. At some point, Destiny Dixon knew there was no shot at getting the batter. So she said, why not let it roll? And sure enough.
Absolutely good play.
They've got the baselines slanted foul territory here at White House. And the ball rolled over the line for a foul. Next pitch to Natalie Gunn, misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody aboard. And the 1-1 pitch. Yeah, that's close. Called a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 away, nobody on. We're in the top of inning number 4. 4-1 Apaches. The pitch. Tapper up the middle. Tough play here. And no shot. Riley Burke caught the ball on the backhand side. Tried to make a throw, but Natalie Gunn beat it out. She's in that leadoff spot for a reason. She's got pretty good speed. And she beat that ball out. So infield single for Gunn. Here's Rebecca Barnett. 3rd time today. She got on by a drag bunt her first time up. Lined out to left field to Jasmine Dodd on a really nice play. So Barnett is 1 for 2. Dakota Stoughton, the 1-0 pitch. Lined into left center, and that's going to hit the wall. And runner will be sent home. Here's the relay, not going to be in time. And it's 4-2. So good piece of hitting by Barnett. Going the other way in the gap. RBI double off the bat of Rebecca Barnett. Brings Gunn around to score the second run. 4-2 the score now here in the 4th inning. Here's Catriona Bain. She doubled to right field her last time up. Dakota Stoughton misses inside, ball 1.
I believe that's the 7th hit for the Reavers this game by my count.
Well, we'll see. Line shot foul down the first base line. Yeah, my stat sheet isn't updating at the moment here, so I'm not sure how the.
There's 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and these 2 hits in the 4th.
Yeah. Called a strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, the Reaver fans aren't appreciative of the zone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Wild pitch, and over to third base goes Barnett. So now, Reavers got a 3rd run there, 1 station away from making it a 1-run game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Little tapper foul. Just does get a piece of it. The Reavers have been on the edge, Charles, all game. Bases loaded in the 1st inning, 2nd and 3rd in the 2nd inning. And somehow Stoughton's been able to get out of trouble. Here's the next 2-2 pitch off the plate. Full count.
The Apaches have been fortunate to have a lead at this point.
Yep. Really nice play by Jasmine Dodd. Saved 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Just inside, ball 4. And let's see here. 2nd walk of the game for Stoughton.
We're going to have a change of pitchers.
You're going to have a changing of the guard in the circle. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we return. It's 4-2, top of the 4th inning. Welcome back to White House. The new pitcher is Grayson Long, right-handed freshman from Livingston, Texas. She'll try to get the Apaches out of trouble here. You got first and third for the Reavers, and the cleanup hitter at the plate, Brooke Melnichek, walked in RBI single to left her last time up. So, boy, the Apaches have escaped some trouble in this game on 2 occasions, and the Reavers have been pushing the envelope in this game almost every inning. And 2-0, you do have a base open.
Long came in and closed that second game yesterday, pitched 1 inning.
Yeah, she got her first save of the year. And so far, 3 balls. And boy, a couple of 3-0 swings in this inning. There you go, Coach. You can see Coach Greer down there telling the players, hey, let's take a strike with a 3-0 count. There's been 2 at-bats this inning that the Reavers have probably given the Apaches an opportunity to get out of trouble. Here's another one. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Excellent rise ball.
Yep, and that's her specialty. 3-2, 2 outs, 2 aboard, 4-2 is the score. Swing and a foul straight back. Just does get a piece of it. So for whatever reason here.
We've just gotten word they're having some technical difficulties with the game change.
Yeah, I can see that because it's frozen up after last half inning. So we'll have to rely on our score sheets the old-fashioned way. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Ball gets away, but not far enough to score the run. So it's back-to-back walks here. As Grayson Long tries to get her bearings.
Number 6, AJ Gregory.
Bases are loaded with Reavers, and here they go again, trying to.
A big moment in the ball game.
A 2-out route. They have not been able to break through yet. Here is AJ Gregory now. She singled to center field and lined out to first base. So she's had a good day at the plate so far. Now time called as. We've got a new catcher. As well.
It's Blakely Niles, I believe.
So Blakely Niles is now behind the plate for the Apaches. And we would think that she would be maybe in that 9 spot for Destiny Dixon.
I would think so.
1-0 count, bases loaded. The pitch. Swing and a miss. It's always nice after the visit to get a strike, Charles. Every time I went to the mound, it's always nice to feel like you had some kind of impact on the.
You slowed the game down a little.
Yeah, 1-1 pitch. This is trouble into right. 1 run's going to score. The second run, and it gets by Hannah Frank and right. 2-run score. And I don't think there's going to be an error there because that runner was going to score either way. I'm not going to give it an error. So A.J. Gregory, a 2 RBI single, and finally the Reavers able to cash in with 2 outs. They have threatened all game, and now we are tied at 4, and you're going to make a replacement in the middle of an inning in right field.
Looks like Olvera.
So Malaya Olvera out in right field for the moment. For Hannah Frank. So with 2 outs, this will bring up Samantha Venegas, 0 for 2 in this one. She has flown out to center, grounded out to third base.
That's that base hit the Reavers have been looking for.
It is, and it ties the ball game. And you know, this game, you know, if you look back on it, Charles, they easily could be leading this game by a number of runs. First pitch is fouled back. It's 0-1. Grayson Long has taken over here for Dakota Stoughton. And she walked Melnichek, gave up a 2-run single to Gregory. In on the hands, And it's 0-2. She's made some really good pitches here to the 8th batter of the inning, Samantha Venegas. You know, the Reavers, this is easily their best inning of the weekend. Bringing 8 batters to the plate here in the 4th inning. They've scored 3 to tie it 4-4. There's that fastball that misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, if you can get that 2-out hit here, you're going to have a lead. And not sure that the Reavers have led at all this weekend. There's a check swing, first base. You step on the bag, and that'll do it. So 3-U as Kolchak corrals that ball. But the Reavers, 8 batters to the plate. They score 3 runs, and your new score from White House, it's Iowa Western 4 and Tyler 4. Back in just a minute. Brecklin Dennis will lead it off for Tyler here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dr. John Groth with Dr. Charles Johnson. First game of a doubleheader. First pitch called a strike.
Dennis has been on base twice, hit by a pitch in the first and a base on balls in the second.
Next pitch is going to miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's going to be a foul ball straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Apaches still sitting atop the Eastern Zone standings. Have not started conference play yet. The Apaches 11-1. Trinity Valley 7-4. Navarro 5-3. Bossier Parish 7-6. Next pitch misses outside, 2-2. Angelina 5-6-1. Kilgore is 4-6. Paris 4-10. Northeast Texas Community College 2-9. So the Apaches out to a hot start. Have won 11 games in a row. High fly ball center field. This is Natalie Gunn out there, and she'll make the catch for the first out of the 4th inning.
Now batting with 1 out.
Here's Tangela Smith.
Number 7, Tangela Smith.
The Reavers are participants. There's a bunt right out in front of the plate. No shot. And now, I guess they're going to call it a foul ball. So Smith will go back. Evidently, the ball may have gone off the bat twice, or may have gone off her leg or foot before she got out of the box. The Reavers, part of the ICCAC, Indian Hills Community College, Iowa Western, Marshalltown, and Southeastern Community College. Indian Hills sits atop their conference at 3-1. Iowa Western 1-9, Marshalltown 0-4, and Southeastern 0-4 at the moment. High pop-up out of play left side, and that's headed over toward the covered hitting area. Beautiful covered hitting area here at White House Softball Complex. Softball and baseball right next to each other. 1-2 with 1 away. Well, they might have just got it fixed here. They're working on it. Yeah, it looks like they're catching up here a little bit.
Game changer.
Yeah, it was 4-1, now it's 4-2. So the live just came back on, so we'll see if they can catch up. Line shot, boy, that's a bullet off the bat of Tangela Smith. solid single with 1 out.
Apaches need Tangela to get hot.
Yep. It's her second hit of the day, and that will bring up Bailey Krolchek.
Number 20, Bailey Krolchek.
Bailey had doubled to left her last time up. She's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Bases loaded walk gave her the RBI. That's called a strike. It's 0-1. 1 out, 1 aboard. We're tied at 4 in the 4th inning. Julie Katz, who threw well yesterday, in the circle. Throw to second on the steal. And safe is Tangela Smith. Well, you got to believe they're going to think about stealing third here. With nobody holding her. Here's the pitch. One and 2 to Krolchek. Allie Kim waits on deck for the Apaches. Tied at 4. Little looper into left. That's going to fall in. That'll score Tangela Smith easily. And it's 5-4 Apaches. RBI single for Krolchek.
That's her second hit.
Now batting.
Well, the Apaches getting some productivity here in the middle of their lineup
Number
today.
18, Allie Kim.
And in the early part of the lineup, much needed, as we talked about that on the pregame interview with Coach Henderson. Here is Allie Kim. Swinging foul, straight back. No balls, 1 strike. The Reavers will head to Paris tomorrow. A doubleheader against the Paris Dragons. And that pitch is going to miss low. And then they're off for a week. Next Saturday they play NEO in Miami, Oklahoma. 1-1 pitch, popped it up. That's going to get out of play and it's going to land in the bleachers here. Bang, right there in front of the press box. And a few Apache fans scrambling for cover there. Good crowd at the ballpark today. Going to need the jacket. Game time temperature was 47. And probably warmed up a little bit here. See if we can. And swing and a miss on the off-speed ball gets it. She's going to be out. The runner, the base was occupied, so hitter is out. That's the second out of the inning. 5th strikeout of the ball game. 3rd strikeout for Julie Katz. And with 2 away, here's Kendall Hernandez. RBI double her last time up. She is 1 for 2. Wind up, the first pitch off the plate, ball 1. Well, we're all the way up to a balmy 51 now, Charles.
Well, let's keep going. Let's not stop now.
It feels like it's 49, so.
We can't really.
If you come out,
complain,
bring your
can
jacket. We? No, we're in a climate-controlled environment here, so. It was hot enough a minute ago that I had to open the window. I'm going to close it here because it's breeze is kind of coming in my face. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Hernandez takes strike 2. Well, you've had some activity in that Apache bullpen for most of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. It's 5-4 Tyler. And a little tapper just foul. First base side. Vanega scoots to her left and picks that ball up. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Apache would love to add another run on here. High pop-up center field. Natalie Gunn coming in center and makes the catch for the final out. So F8 if you're scoring at the house. The Apaches get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a runner on base. And we will go to the 5th inning. Your new score from White House, Apaches 3, And the Reavers from Iowa Western, the Apaches 5, the Reavers 4. Back in just a minute. Madison Kim will lead it off for the Reavers. First pitch swung on, fouled off to the right side. The ball's 1 strike.
The Reavers are getting some very good swings today, this first game.
Yep, they are
swinging the bat.
They have swung it all weekend. They have been unable to get the big hit. They had a big hit earlier in this game. Finally broke through with 2 outs. A.J. Gregory, base hit to right field, scored 2. The Apaches come right back and get a run and take the lead. So just this game alone have left 8 runners on base, 7 of them in scoring position. And that ball hit the batter.
Now
So
batting,
Kim
the runner
will
first
scamper
and no
down to
outs.
first base.
Number 12, Madeline Lehman.
Well, with a 1-run game here, you can't be giving up free bases. So now you got Madeline Lehman, 0 for 2 in the game, stepping in. 4-7-1 for Iowa Western, 5-6-2 for the Apaches. There's the bunt, and it's fouled off. So it's 0-1. Grayson Long in the circle for the Apaches. Again, they're letting her pitch with that towel in her pocket. A little surprised at that, but here's the 0-1. Little looper into right, base hit. You throw to second, and boy, I thought she might have been out. Really close play at second base. And called safe, and Eric's going to go out, and I don't know if there's anything to say about it. He's not going to change the call, but basically you go out and tell them, hey, I thought you missed that one, fella.
Is that what I was about to ask
what
you,
you
Coach?
do.
What do you say?
You got to let them know you're watching.
Would you please change that call, because I think you missed it.
Sometimes you might have been a little bit more vocal than,
Well, I've watched you go out under the circumstances numerous times in years past.
So you got 2 Reavers on base now with no one out. In a 1-run game, we're in the top of the 5th. Here's Chloe Brown, the 9-hitter. So again, the Reavers, they've had plenty of opportunities here, and we'll see if they can cash in on this time. First pitch missed, ball 1.
In your long tenure, Coach Gross, did you get tossed a few times?
Yeah, I got tossed a few times.
A few times.
I'm not too proud of that.
Well,
there's a drag bunt attempt that goes foul, and it's 1-1.
well,
Yeah,
I've
there's
heard,
a handful.
I've heard that you coaches sometimes intentionally do that just to
I never
bench.
did that.
Never did
I'll
that.
just tell you that. I never went out and I strictly wanted to go out and let the umpire know that I thought he missed the call. And occasionally you're going out, you're appealing. Foul ball and a strike 2 on another bunt attempt by Chloe Brown. there were many times, especially today, you got a two-man umpiring crew. They got a lot of ground to cover here, and sometimes one of them has a better angle than the other one. And most of the time, that's not why I got thrown out. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Grayson Long, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting with runner at first and second, 1 out.
For Grayson,
Number
that'll be
11,
her first
Natalie
strikeout,
Gunn.
and just the second strikeout all day for Tyler pitching. Top of the lineup, here's Natalie Gunn, the leadoff hitter. She's got good speed, and they're going to call it a strike. I don't know if she went after that or called, but it's 0-1 on the Reaver center fielder, Natalie Gunn. Big spot in the game here. We're in the fifth of a one-run game. Swing, fouls it straight back. It's 0-2.
So you never kicked any dirt on the umpire's shoes or
No,
anything
I was.
like that?
I think it's fair to say I was respectful of the umpires, and there's going to be times where I disagree with the call, and sometimes
you kept disagreeing with it.
well,
too long.
sometimes if you disagree with them long enough, they're gonna let you have it. So there have been a couple of times where I knew if I kept after a guy, he was gonna throw me out, but. Sometimes you got to stand up for your players when they're playing hard. I want those umpires to know that, hey, my guy's hustling, and feel like he's giving his best effort. I need you to give your best effort.
Pay attention.
Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss, and another strikeout. Boy, this is a good series of hitters here by Grayson Long.
Now batting with runners at first
Back-to-back
and second,
strikeouts,
2 outs. Number 21.
and this will bring
Rebecca
up the
Barnett.
two-hitter, Rebecca Barnett. Couple of hits today, and boy, this would be huge
She could get out of
if
this.
Grayson Long can get out of trouble here. First and second, no one out. She struck two batters out in a row, and she jumps right ahead of Barnett, 0-1.
That's been the difference. She's jumped ahead of these hitters suddenly.
Grayson Long would be in line for the win here if the Apaches still got a lot of softball to play here, but they can hold on here. Swing and a miss. Boy, nice off speed. When you got the high velocity rise ball, and then you throw that little ephus in there,
It's
really hard to lay off.
all about getting hitters off balance.
0-2 pitch off the plate, 1-2. Tried to get her to go fishing on a pitch away. Barnett would have none of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big moment in the game. Grayson Long has her sign, the 1-2. Little fly ball to left and going to be foul, and Jasmine Dodd cannot reach it. Gave chase, could not get over there in time. And we'll do it again with a 1-2 count. You want to take notes on that. If you're Jasmine, you want to kind of hug the line a bit. Barnett already has a double that direction. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, and 2 runners on in a 1-run game. There's that off speed. Can't control it. And it's 2-2.
As I recall, Long, the Apaches pitcher, and Niles, their catcher, played some travel ball together down in their hometowns were close together.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Fouls it straight back. She came right down Broadway in the loop with a fastball. "5-4 Apaches. We're in the top of the 5th inning. The Reavers have been competitive all weekend. And boy, they're right on the threshold again here in this one. 2 runners on. The 2-2 pitch just misses low, and it's a full count.
Big pitch coming up here.
Yep, your runners will be moving here on the pitch. So you may have to go to first base if you're in the infield here. And boy, if you load them up, you got Bain on deck. 3-2 pitch, pop up, shallow left field, should be caught. And that's Jasmine Dodd squeezing it for the final out. So what a nice job by Grayson Long. She hits a batter, gives up a single, but then strikeout, fly ball to left. And no runs for the Reavers here in the 5th. Apaches will get their chance when we return. Welcome back to White House, Texas. Dr. John Groth with you. Dr. Charles Johnson with me. 5-4 Apaches. We're in the bottom of the fifth. This is Malaya Alvera for the first time today. She took over back in the fourth inning in right field, and that's called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hannah Frank had gone 0 for 2 in the 7th spot today. A couple of strikeouts. 2 balls and a strike. That pitch missed outside. Julie Katz has thrown 80 pitches, 50 of them for strikes for the Reavers in the circle. Here's the 2-1. Pop up right side is going to stay in play, and the second baseman actually is going to call up. Barnett will call off Venegas there for out number 1. So Alvera is out on the pop-up. Here's Riley Burke now. RBI doubler last time up. Popped up to second base back in the 2nd inning, so she's 1 for 2 as an RBI. First pitch called strike 1. Julie Katz, for the 2nd day in a row, doing a nice job in the circle. She started game 1 yesterday and kept a very potent Tyler offense in check for most of that game. She has done a nice job in relief today of Madison Kim. 1-1 pitch. That's going to miss. 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball to second. And nicely done by Barnett. And there's 2 away.
Now batting with 2 outs. Number
And
21.
for the first time, Blakely Niles for the first time. She came on in the same inning, the 4th, for Destiny Dixon. Dixon had gotten hit by a pitch twice. First pitch misses low. 1-0 to Blakely Niles. Niles did get to play yesterday. She reached on an error in her only at bat. Off the plate, 2-0. Iowa Western 4 runs on 8 hits. Tyler 5 runs on 6 hits. That ball's hit pretty well to left and out of here. Wow. Just like that, Blakely Niles, a line drive just below the scoreboard. And the Apaches are lined up at home plate.
I
A
believe
2-0
that's their
pitch.
first home run of the series.
There you go. Well, that'll give the Apaches a little bit more cushion. It's 6-4 now.
Ball got out of here in a hurry.
It did. She hit that on the nose,
Now batting
line
with 2
drive.
outs.
Didn't
Number
clear the
3,
fence by
Jasmine
much.
Dodd.
More of a line drive.
Yep. And now you got a 2-run cushion here. Top of the lineup, Jasmine Dodd for the 4th time. First pitch called a strike. Jasmine 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Fouled off into the net. Well, the Apaches still trail the Reavers in the hit column. 8-7. But they're ahead in the run column, 6-4. Pitch is going to miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sophomore from Louisville, Nebraska, Julie Katz in the circle. Second time this series. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again. Well, we'll take about a 30-minute break or so between the games, and then we'll be right back at it here at White House. So we'll log off and wrap the game up and crank up that next broadcast. If you're in the area, man, come on out. Bring your hoodie and maybe your blanket. There are people bringing their lawn chairs out. There's plenty of area to do that as well. Swing and a miss, and that's the end of the inning. Dodd is down on strikes for the second time today. Let's see here, strikeout number 6 for Reaver pitching. That's the 4th strikeout for Julie Katz, and that will end the 5th inning. The Apaches, however, get 1 run on a solo homer off the bat of Blakely Niles, and they now lead it 6-4. We're headed to the top of the 6th. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back to White House, Texas. Dr. John Groth with you. Dr. Charles Johnson on the call. We head to the bottom of, the top of inning number 6. 2 7-inning games today here at White House, as the Apaches play their first, I guess you call these home games, out here at White House. 3, 4, and 5 for the Reavers. This is Catriona Bain. First pitch is low, ball 1. And that was pitch number 36 for Grayson Long. She's done a nice job of avoiding trouble here. And she's trying to hold on to a 2-run lead. Next pitch is going to miss high, as they're going to ask the first base umpire if there was a swing. No go there. And it's 2-0. Nobody out, nobody out. The pitch, it is right down the middle. 2-1. Catriona Bain has scored 2 of the 4 runs for the Reavers. Swing and a miss. She's tardy on the fastball.
I think we'll see that change up maybe.
Maybe. She's got a pitch to play with right here if she wants it. And the 2-2. Well, she stays with the fastball. Tried to get her to nibble on the outside half, and pretty good pitch that was called a ball. So it's a full count. You got to keep pounding that zone, force the issue here. 3-2. And she walked her. Well, maybe not. Yeah. Catriona was wanting to swing the bat. She was ready to get another pitch.
Now batting with runner at first and no outs. Number 10, Brooke Melnichuk.
Certainly not what Grayson Long wanted to do to start this inning.
That's her second walk. 4th walk of the day for Tyler pitching. A leadoff walk brings up Brooke Melnichuk, the designated player. She takes ball 1. Melnichuk is scheduled to be in the circle for game 2 like she was yesterday. Game 1 here, she's the designated player. 1-0 pitch, fly ball to center, and plenty of room out there. And that's Tangela Smith that catches it for out number 1. Here's A.J. Gregory.
Number 6, A.J. Gregory.
Gregory's 2 for 3.
Yeah, 2 for 3, the couple RBI. So she's had a nice day at the plate. First pitch in there, strike one. There's that off speed. It comes up short. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch missed inside, 2-1. Coming into today's game, Gregory, 346 average. She does have a home run. 9 out of 26 on the year. A double, a homer, and 4 RBI. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Reavers need for Gregory to come up big here. She's having a good ball game. 2-2's the count. Little looper into center, and boy, she made the catch. You throw to first behind the runner, and not in time. Tangela Smith came running in and made the sliding catch. And almost had a chance to throw out the runner at first. Bain was basically on second when she caught the ball, but she'll scamper back.
Excellent play by Tangela Smith. She had to come a long way.
Yep, put a star by that one. A web gem by Tangela makes 2 outs. Here's Samantha Venegas. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Venegas enters the day with a 182 average. 2 of 11 on the season. She does have a double. Ground ball left side, and Dennis dropped it. And everybody's safe. That's an E5. Well, a normally sure-handed Brecklin Dennis
first and second, 2 outs.
makes the error.
Number 14,
And
Madison Kim.
now you got to work hard on Madison Kim. She hit base hit her first time up, grounded out to third, got hit by a pitch. So she is 1 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Madison Kim on the season, 125 average, 2 on a 16. She does have an RBI. Here's the 0-1. And boy, perfect pitch right there. Not much to do with that except hit it down the first baseline or to right field on the outside corner. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Wait, nice job there by Grayson Long to get out of any trouble. That'll be, let's see, her second strikeout and the third strikeout for Tyler pitching. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Apache fans, your 3 outs from the 12th win in a row. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-4 Apaches. Well, Charles, one of the stories of this game, if you're a Reaver fan, you're going to look back and you have left 12 runners on base.
12 runners.
9 of them in scoring position. And so still some softball to play here as we go to the bottom of inning number 6. But the Apaches hold a 2-run lead here.
You generally don't overcome that, Dan.
It's hard, but if they keep the pressure on, all it takes is 1 or 2 big hits. But so far, the Apaches have gotten just enough good pitching and defense to get 2 wins, and they are 3 outs from getting the 3rd win of the row here of the weekend. First pitch misses to Brecklin Dennis. Line shot down the left field or right field line, foul. And it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dennis, 324 average on the season. 3 doubles, 2 triples. Line shot off the glove of the first baseman Venegas into right field. That's a single. Boy, that was a bullet.
Now batting with runner first and
And the
off.
Apaches
Number 7,
looking for some
Angela
insurance
Smith.
here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead by 2, but Dennis just hit a bullet off the glove of first baseman Samantha Venegas, and it ball rolled into right field for a single. Boy, high towering fly ball out of play, left field side. And it's 0-1 on Tangela Smith. Brecklin Dennis does have 4 steals on the year. Next pitch missed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Runner moving on the pitch. High pop-up in the infield. Who's going to get it? And nobody. It's going to go off the glove of the third baseman. You throw to second. And, boy, nobody home in center.
She's
Dennis
gonna
is going to
score.
come all the way around to score, and so will
Smith.
Tangela Smith. Good gracious. That is a tough play right there. The third baseman, Madeline Lehman, came in and missed it. So an error by the third baseman, E5, and the throw, I don't know who picked it up, might have been her, but
Now batting
everybody
with
was
outs.
in toward the
Number 20,
infield, nobody
Bailey
backing it up.
Polachek.
2 runs come home, and it's 8-4. Ouch. Well, first of all, should have been an out, and then you throw it away, and 2 runs score off the hands on the first pitch. And what do? You make a good play on the next pitch. Lehman, that was kind of a handcuff over at third base, and she comes up with it and throws out Krolchek for out number 1. Well, we talked to Ben Greer yesterday, and he
Now
said
batting with 1
they've
out.
got to clean up the
Number
walks,
8,
they've got to clean up the
Jody
errors,
Hart.
and unfortunately for the Reavers, that gives the Apaches now a 4-run cushion. Here in the 6th inning, the Reavers just have 3 outs left in the game, and they're going to have to overcome a
I
4-run.
think we've got a pinch hitter here,
differential here.
Coach.
All right. So Allie Kim is scheduled to hit, and it's not going to be Allie Kim, it's going to be Jody DeHart. So Jody DeHart will get the at-bat here. Allie Kim ends her day. Well, she's out of the game for the moment. How's that? She has scored a run. She was 1 for 3. DeHart yesterday did play in the second game, was 2 for 3. First pitch swinging, fouls it down the third base line, and Coach Henderson tried to make the play. That's an error. Coach Henderson kind of looking in the dugout saying, I should have had that. No balls and 1 strike to Jody DeHart, the pinch hitter. Line drive, center field. Nice running catch by Natalie Gunn for out number 2. Well, Jody DeHart gave that one a ride on the line shot, but Gunn
Now
ran it
batting
down
with
in
2
center.
outs. Number 24,
Here's Kendall Hernandez now for the 4th time today. RBI double in the 3rd inning. Struck out in the 1st, flew out to center in the 4th. Solid strike there. It's 0-1. Julie Katz started the inning with 96 pitches. .104 right now. One ball, 1 strike. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Fly ball left center field. Going back is the left fielder and can't make the play, and it hops over the fence. A ground rule double. Well, you're a little bit cautious going to the fence. We're still not 100% sure. I don't know if my eyes aren't good enough. Who's playing left field out there?
Malia Olvera.
One One of the Reavers, Coach, I'm pretty sure.
Is it 18 in left field? No, 18's Catriona Bain. She's the catcher.
We've got some young people to our left that might be able to
I
see
don't know
that.
anyone
far.
got better eyes than I do, but the left fielder for the Reavers, they made a change earlier when they switched pitchers, and is it 15?
I think it's 15.
All right, so we think that Samantha Venegas. Well, who's playing first base then?
14, Madison Kim.
Okay, so revolving door. That's what we got. So Kim is at first base. Venegas is in left field. So line shot. That's into right field. Base hit. Alvera with her first hit of the game. It's an RBI single, and the Apaches now lead it 9-4. Boy, another sharply hit ball off the bat of Malia Alvera.
First and 2 outs.
And that'll
Number
score
5,
Hernandez.
Riley Burke.
Third run of the inning here, and the cushion is now 5. And here's Riley Burke. Fouls the first pitch off, strike 1. Well, a couple of plays here or there, Charles, and this game could be totally different.
Absolutely. Now the Apaches, given those opportunities, have broken it open.
And just a few mistakes by the Reavers have given the Apaches opportunities that they have walked. The door is open and they walk through it every time. Foul tip, and that's what good teams are able to do. And the encouragement you have if you're Ben Greer here is that you are close. You're competing really well with some really good clubs. You're just not able to finish innings or
Avoid the miscues.
Yep, those miscues have really cost the Reavers this weekend. Here's the 2-2. Line drive off. Yeah, a nice play there by the second baseman. That's Rebecca Barnett. In the inning ends, the Apaches bring 7 batters to the plate. They end up scoring 3 runs on 3 hits. And your new score from White House is the Apaches 9 and the Reavers 4. We'll be back with the top of the 7th when we return. Welcome back to White House, Texas. Dr. John Groth with you. Dr. Charles Johnson by my side. 9-4, we go to the 7th. Reavers got 8, 9, and 1. And they need some base runners. Madeline Lehman will lead it off. Single to right her last time up. She's 1 for 3. This is Grayson Long in the circle for the Apaches. First pitch swing and you pop it up. And this is Krolchek, and she caught it. There was a little bit of a collision over there as the base runner, Lehman, actually brushed by Krolchek. I love that. This tells you the difference between baseball and softball. Can I tell you, if that was in baseball, that we would have borderline scuffle? And Krolchek's over there with a big old smile on her face. So it just, there's such a difference between the two, you know. Not as much testosterone flowing out on that field right now, right?
You think that maybe that's it?
No balls, 1 strike. I love it. I love it because there's no reason to get upset.
9-4 lead.
Well, if that was a young man for the Apache baseballers, we might have had a fight. And there's no reason for it, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. This is Chloe Brown. Line drive, right center. That's a hit. And that's going to be a double. Cut off by Smith. She'll throw it to second. But sliding safely is Chloe Brown. Good piece of hitting by Chloe Brown. And you've seen snapshots, Charles, of, you know, the Reavers will show you snapshots of some solid softball. They just have not been able to break through at key points. And they have not been able to keep the Apaches in check at key points when they're in the field. First pitch is in there, strike 1. We're at the top of the lineup. This is Natalie Gunn. 1 for 4 today is the Reavers center fielder. 1 out, the pitch. Line drive into left. That's going to go all the way to the fence. A run's going to come home. 9-5 now is the score on a solid single by double by Natalie Gunn. And there you go. There's another snapshot of something to get excited about if you're a Reaver fan.
21, Rebecca Barnett.
You know, they're playing teams that are in the top 10 in the country, and good clubs are going to take advantage of some mistakes, but you got to be encouraged if you're a Reaver fan that this team has got some opportunity to be pretty good. They go up to Paris tomorrow, play a doubleheader against the Dragons. First pitch, big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 on Rebecca Barnett. She's got 2 hits in the ball game, a double and a single. Pitch, boy, there's that off speed. Misses high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 7th. It's 9-5, Tyler. Reavers going to need to rally big time to get back into this one. But so far, back-to-back doubles.
How big were those 3 runs in the 6th that the Apaches pushed across?
Yep.
Big,
Otherwise, we'd have a 1-run game here.
Uh-oh.
That ball's well hit.
Ball
High
may
and
be
deep,
outta
and
here.
that's way out of here. Rebecca Barnett went down and drove it over the wall. And here they come. Two RBIs for Barnett, and it's 9-7. Still only 1 out. Well, plenty of Reaver fans here as they're excited to see that ball
Now
travel
batting
out of the
for
ballpark.
Reavers with 1 out, number 18, Catriona Bain.
For Barnett, she's a .414 batter. That's her 7th and 8th RBI of the year. First homer of the year for Rebecca Barnett. And that will be all for Grayson Long. And who's going to come in?
Aliana Mariquin.
All right, so
I believe this will be her first appearance of the year on the mound.
no, it's actually her
It's her
second
second,
appearance.
okay.
She has thrown 2 innings,
2 innings.
and she has a 0.00 ERA. She does not have a record so far. 2 innings pitched. She's given up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Opposing batters hitting .250 off Aliana Mariquin.
Mariquin. She's a freshman from Katy, Texas.
There you
Went to
go.
Cinco Ranch
Okay.
High School
Thank you.
down in Katy.
She'll take over with 1 out here in the 7th inning.
Tyler Junior College, through the last few years, has had a number of both baseball and softball players from the Katy area.
Well, I'm telling you, if you avoid Houston, if you go down and recruit Houston, you are not going to be very good in Tyler or in Texas JUCO, or 4-year for that matter. There's so much good baseball and softball down in that Houston area. You have to go down there and recruit kids. Dallas and Austin will also feed a lot of good players to the college ranks, but Houston is usually the hotbed. Line shot right at the second baseman. And a line drive, another well-hit ball by the Reavers, but it's right at Riley Burke for out number 2.
She catch that ball in the air.
I think she did. I'm going to score it an L4.
Brooke Melnichuk.
She
made the
threw
throw
over to first just to be safe.
which she should have.
Yep, that's good practice. And here is Brooke Melnichek now.
Down to their last out.
Yep, she's 1 for 2, couple of walks. First pitch just misses ball 1.
Umpire flinched on that one.
He had a notion, but he kept the gun in the holster.
It looked good for a while, but
1-0 pitch. High pop-up. This might do it. Tangela Smith drifting back and makes the catch, and there's your ball game. F8 if you're scoring at the house.
Final score.
And, boy, the Reavers come storming back with 3 runs, but they can't quite get back far enough. Your final line score, 7 runs on 11 hits. They out-hit the Apaches in the game, 2 errors for Iowa Western. The Apaches 9 runs on 10 hits. They commit 3 errors. And let's recap this one quickly, and then we'll get you on your way because we'll be back on the air in about 30 minutes. Probably about somewhere about 1:15, 1:20. We'll be back on the air. The Apaches opened up the scoring in the first inning. A couple of runs. Bases loaded walk was the one of the runs. And so it was 2-0 Apaches after 1 inning. It was 2-1 after 2.5, a single run in the 3rd inning, RBI single by Melnichek. But the Apaches come right back and score 2 more in the bottom half of inning number 3. And an RBI double by Hernandez and another RBI double by Riley Burke. And again, that bottom part of that lineup got some key hits in this game, Charles, as they continue to spark the offense. A 1-run, 3 runs in the top of the 4th actually tied the ball game at 4. And those 3 runs were big as for the first time this weekend. I think the Reavers were tied with the Apaches, but the Apaches come right back and get a single run in their half of the 5th inning. A solo home run off the bat of Blakely Niles, and the Apaches would not look back as they score 3 runs in the 6th inning. And boy, 3 big runs in the top of the 7th made it interesting. Your final 9-7 Apaches. Final thoughts, Charles?
Well, the Reavers had some opportunities that they squandered, and when that happened, they probably lost their chance to win this ball game. But I like the fight they fought. But give the Apaches credit too. They took care of some opportunities, and especially that 6th inning when they pushed across 3 runs.
Good teams are going to take care of business when they have the door open for them, and that's exactly what the Apaches did today, as they get the 9-7 to win. The winning pitcher, I believe, is going to be Grayson Long, and I think she's going to get her first win of the year to go with that save she got yesterday. Losing pitcher is going to be Julie Katz, and that's going to drop Julie Katz to 1-5 on the season. The loss will drop the Reavers to 1-12 on the season, and the win will extend the Apaches' winning streak and take their overall record to 12-1 on the season. So that will set the stage for Game 2 today, as the Apaches win this first game by a score of 9-7. Offensively, let's take a peek at the box score, see if we have any offensive stars of the game for Tyler. Let's look at the Reavers box score. First off, Natalie Gunn in the leadoff spot, 2 for 5 with a couple of runs scored on RBI. Boy, Rebecca Barnett, 3 for 5 ball game, 3 big RBIs and 2 runs scored. Gregory also had a nice game for the Reavers, 2 for 4 and an RBI. So offensively, you saw some sparks here. 7 runs in the ball game. That's the most run production for the Reavers in any of the 3 games so far. And boy, they out-hit the Apaches 11-10. So there's a lot to look forward to for the Reavers here, and they'll see if they can put something together and maybe get this last game of the 4-game series. For the Apaches offensively, Tangela Smith 2 for 4, a couple of runs scored. Krolchek 2 for 3 day with 2 RBI. Hernandez 2 for 4, a couple of runs scored and an RBI for the shortstop. And boy, everybody else just 1 hit in the ball game. So really offensively, the Reavers out hit the Apaches, and again, a lot to look forward to there. They just are making probably just a few too many mistakes defensively and walking a few too many hitters, and that's allowing the Apaches to, in the end, have a 2-run victory. So that will wrap things up from White House for Game 1. We'll be back on the air in about 20 minutes for the whole athletic department at Tyler Junior College. That will include Mr. Kevin Vest, the athletic director, Captain Chuck Smith, the associate AD, Miss Kelsey Weeks on site here today. Appreciate her being around. And I'm not sure, we had somebody helping out in the scoreboard today. Of course, Derek Talcott doing a great job on the PA. And my sidekick, Charles Johnson, thanks for being with us. This is Dr. John Gross signing off from White House. The Apaches get Game 1, 9-7, until 20 minutes from now. So long, everybody.